Hey guys, this is Rachel from Cypress Textiles, and today we're going to be making the Evil Eye Galaxy motif from the 2022 VVCAL. And I'm going to be making this in Katona at 10-gram ball with a size 3 hook. And I'm going to go ahead and throw a slip knot on the hook and then chain 3 and slip stitch in the third chain from the hook to make my ring. All right, and you can also use magic ring or chain 4 if you prefer. So straight into my ring, we're going to start out with a beginning 2DC cluster. So that's going to look like single crochet. Just go straight into a single. You don't have to chain up. Single crochet, chain 1, double crochet, and those elements are going to make up your first 2DC cluster of the round. All right, so there's your first 2DC cluster, and then chain 2, and now you're gonna make a regular 2DC cluster. So just yarn over, insert your hook, pull up a loop, and draw the yarn through 2 loops on the hook, and then repeat that again until you have 3 loops on your hook, and then draw the yarn through all 3 loops for your 2DC cluster. So that's gonna be your repeat, chain 2, 2DC cluster, until you have 6 2DC clusters total, including the beginning one, and 6 chain spaces. Okay, so my round is done. I just have to join. So I have 2 chains on the hook right now, and I'm just going to go into these 2 front bars of the first full double crochet and make my slip stitch into that part so that my first 2DC cluster looks just like the rest. And on our next round, we're gonna make puff stitches. So I'm gonna elongate this loop to the height of a puff stitch. And then I'm gonna work a puff stitch into this first chain space. So I'm gonna yarn over, insert my hook, pull up a loop, and make sure that I'm not pulling my loops too tight here. Yarn over, insert my hook, pull up a loop, and then one last time. Yarn over, insert my hook, pull up a loop. So I'm gonna go into the chain space 3 times, and I'm gonna have a total of 7 loops on my hook. All right, so now I'm gonna draw the yarn through all of the loops, and my puff stitch is finished. So now I'm gonna chain 2 and make a puff stitch in the same chain space. And then I will draw the yarn through all the loops and chain 2. And that's how our repeat is going to be. It's just gonna be chain 2, puff stitch, chain 2, puff stitch in the same chain space, and then just repeat that around. And all you're gonna do is make sure that you have 12 puff stitches at the end and 12 chain spaces. So you'll have 2 puff stitches in each chain space. All right, so that's how we're looking so far, and I'll show you how it looks when the round is complete. Okay, my round is finished. I just have to join, and I have 2 chains here, and I'm gonna join into this chain part that is right above the first puff stitch. So just right into that, both loops of that part right there, and single crochet, slip stitch. Okay, so for the next round, all we're gonna do is work 3 single crochet in every chain space. So just jump straight into the chain space. You don't need to chain up, just make 3 single crochet, and then next chain space, 3 single crochet all the way around, and then slip stitch into the first single of the round to join. Okay, so I'm done with the round, and I just want to show you that you've got, even though you have 3 single crochet in every chain space, the corners, there's 12 chain spaces, and there's only going to be 6 corners. So the corners are going to be where these puff stitches make a V. Okay, not in this part where they don't make a V. So then you can find where your corners are by looking to see if you have 2 puff stitches in the same chain space, and that's going to be your corner. So right into this very next stitch, we're going to make single crochet, treble crochet, and then we're going to make another single crochet in the same stitch, but make sure to push this treble crochet to the front with your finger so that you can squash it down to make a tiny bobble. All right, and then make a single crochet in the same stitch. Okay, so there is our corner, and now we're just going to alternate treble crochet, single crochet, and make sure you push the treble to the front. treble crochet, and single, and then one more treble. And now we're at our corner again. So you're at your corner, you can see your puff stitches making a V. So squish your treble to the front and make single crochet, treble crochet, single crochet, all in the same stitch. Okay, and I'll show you how the side looks so that you can match up your stitch count with mine and make sure you have the same amount of treble stitch bubbles on the front. Okay, so between your treble stitch, your single treble single corners, you will have 3 treble crochet bubbles. So that way you can make sure that you have the right stitch count there. All right, so just keep working around in this manner until we get back to the beginning and slip stitch into the first single of the round. Okay, so now our round is done and I join with the slip stitch in the first single crochet of the round. And at this point, your motif is so cute, you just have to give it a little smooch. If you know, you know. And then we'll keep going. So I'm gonna start in the same stitch with a single crochet and chain 2. And skip your treble crochet and then single crochet in the next stitch all the way around. So just chain 2, single crochet in the next single, and you're going to skip over all your treble crochet. All right, and we'll work that way with these chain spaces all the way around till we get back to the beginning. Okay, so my round is finished and I'm going to do similar to our last motif. The first chain space that we have here is our corner. I'm going to do 3 single crochet into that chain space and then 2 single crochet in the next chain space, 3 single crochet in the next chain space, and just alternate working into only the chain spaces, 3 single crochet and then 2 single crochet. So 3, 2, 3, 2 all the way around until you are back to the beginning. Okay, here's how we're looking so far, and you can tell we're starting to get a hexagon from these corners here. Okay, so I finished my round and I have a slip stitch in the first single crochet, and now I'm going to start in the next stitch, and that's going to be our corner stitch. So in the next stitch I'm going to go straight in with a beginning DC. So I'm going to do a single crochet, no chaining up, and a chain 1. So that's the first double crochet of the round. Now chain 1 for the corner space and double crochet in the same stitch. And now we're going to do chain 1, skip 1, DC, chain 1, skip 1, DC. And we're going to repeat that until we get to our next corner. And so you can tell where the corner is because it is in this same puff stitch V. All right, so we're at our next corner now, and we're going to do single crochet, chain 1, single crochet, double crochet, chain 1, double crochet in the corner. All right, and I'll show you how the side looks so you can compare your stitch count. All right, so in between our V stitch corner, you're gonna have 4 double crochets, and there's chain space in between everything. Okay, so just continue in this manner until you're back to the beginning. All right, so here's how this round looks. This is our second to last round, and I have a slip stitch in the chain of the beginning DC there. And then for our final round, we're just gonna make single crochet. So we're gonna do 3 single crochet in the first chain space, and that's the corner. And then single crochet in all the stitches across, every stitch in every space across to your next corner. And then 3 singles in the next corner chain space. All right, and I'll show you guys how that looks. There's the side in progress, and then this is how it looks when the motif is complete. So you can see you've got 3 single crochet in the corner, single crochet in all the stitches across, and just 3 singles in every corner. So this is how the Evil Eye Galaxy motif turns out, and I hope you guys enjoyed it, and I will see you in the next one. Bye guys.